cross-country skiing in the high Sierra. He loved nature, the wilder the better, and poets such as Robert Frost and Mary Oliver lived in Belmont with his wife, Melissa, and two sons, Colin and Mary.
Ohio, in the city. My father grew up in southern Illinois in the country, and I soon found that he had some unusual skills from where he grew up. His poem is called The Tree Shaker. In Paradise Valley, Dad lies back in his bed, watching shadows of leaves flitting on drawn blinds. There is no sound. Yet I remember the day long ago when the leaves spoke at his command. That autumn day when we looked up at the black walnut trees of John Bryan State Park, grocery bags in one hand, a 2x4 in the other. Above, the fruit-heavy limbs beckoned. We took turns lofting the wood at the lower clusters, hooting when nuts rained down. Then I stood clear as he grasped the trunk and like a Shawnee ghost slithered up the rough bark, hand over hand, and stood near the top, spread-eagled, a latter-day sketch by Leonardo. He leaned left and right, rousing leaves back and forth, until the tree lurched like a giant metronome, limbs creaking, the crown roaring like storm-driven waves, the sun winking through the frenzied leaves. Dead wood crashed down, then the heavy tattoo of the harvest. Green-hulled walnuts pounding like hailstones. The gathering and the hulling left stains in our fingers that lasted for weeks. Now his hands lie in repose, gaunt, heavy-veined, weathered by labor and time. He's still watching the dance of the shadows, remembering perhaps when his grip was sure, when he conjured a tempest from the cloudless sky. We know is Change Because We Know It, and other poems, a 1992 finalist for the National Poetry Series. He has taught at numerous universities, including UCSC, San Jose State, Santa Clara, and Notre Dame de Nome. He lives in San Mateo.
Benedictus, for Livy, on our 25th wedding anniversary. After our vows, the toasts, and all the jokes, when it was finally just us, we turned, and as we headed off, we saw my father, twice married, twice divorced, standing alone on the lawn, waving goodbye as we drove off. It was too dark to see, and yet we knew that he was crying. Knew it and drove on in chastened silence, wondering what it meant. Only 4 hours of marriage, and now this. Wondering. Was it simply benediction? And the day's joy compressed within our throats. So desperate were we that it should last.
See how amazing it is to hear all these awesome voices? So one of the things that we have now is social media, email, and texting, and all sorts of different ways to organize an event. And sometimes things slip through the cracks. So if I did leave anyone out, I'm really sorry. I do try to stay on top of things, and it's not always possible. But there was one lady who had sent a poem, and I would like to, Ollie, would you like to come up and read your Orange? This is kind of a cool poem, and we'll listen to Ollie, and then I actually have one poem to share with you. So, and then we can mingle and eat more cupcakes and drink a lot of water. Come on up, lady. This is Ollie Welch. And where do you live?
Burlingame.
All right, Ollie lives in Burlingame.
I grew up on a farm, a beautiful but impractical little farm in the Ozarks of southwest Missouri, the 9th of 11 children. The gift of an orange on Christmas morn. Christmas morn in our humble cottage, found the Christmas tree strung brightly with paper chain ringlets, red and green, and strands of popcorn beads. On Christmas morn, my siblings and I gather around the warmth of the old cook stove, and each in turn receive a Christmas gift, a gloriously traditional, glowingly fresh orange, brilliant as an ornament on a Christmas tree. And laughing and singing as we peeled our orange, we were family. Thank you.
Because I know I printed the thing. Now it's disappeared into thin air. Let me look one more time through my papers. And sometimes I can find it on my small device. But it was a poem that, oh, look at that. Thank you, honey. Maybe it's here. So, San Bruno Mountain has a really interesting history where the developers were going to put a bunch of condos on the top. I don't know if you know this, they were going to build on top of San Bruno Mountain. And a bunch of ladies and activists stopped that from happening, and they actually went to city council meetings with a big cake shaped like San Bruno Mountain, and they cut the top off and offered it to the developers. And they also did really crazy things, like they brought a goat into the city council meetings. I don't know what that was about, but I thought it was really funny and interesting. So I wrote a poem called Mission Blue for San Bruno Mountain, which actually might not be that hard for me to find. So bear with me just for one little second here, because it was published. Everybody doing okay?
Yeah.
Everybody having fun? There's a journal that a woman from Orinda runs called Canary, and it's an online literary journal dedicated to environmental issues, poetry journal. And my poem, Mission Blue. There I am. It's a miracle. Look at this. My mug and everything. Okay. So I'll read Mission Blue, and then please stay and mingle. And I do hope that you got a copy of the poetry book where the poems I selected from the several hundred poems are printed for you to keep. Okay. And keep in touch with your library so that you can know further San Mateo County Poet Laureate events and campaigns like this in the future. So, Mission Blue. I go up before sunrise, before the light finds the promenade and salt flats and marina, the baylands and lagoon alive with willows and golden eye. And before the door opens in the east and the night shift clocks out and the parents and older brothers and sisters come home to the younger ones to wake them and prepare the first meal of the day, my own heart opening into the familiar, into the old grief, blue as a glacier, I go up. And when the light reaches the water at the center of every lupin, when the blue wings come like a blessing to cover my eyes, there is my grandfather leaving the garden, offering bright lettuce and the formula for a good crop, one starfish under every potato, and a layer of herring eggs in March. Hand over his heart, hand placing the last rose, the sun opening over the bay into the stone crop, into the blue wings we all hold on to there. So thank you so much for spending your afternoon. If you were one of the poets who gave a reading